Let me know once you are able to see the slides.
No, no, I'm not able to see. Yes.
Okay, so welcome to DGCA Remote Pilot Certificate course, Drone
Mm-hmm.
Pilot course for small class rotorcraft VLOS. Okay, so this
Okay.
is some terminology with respect to your licensing. You will
Mm-hmm.
be trained on a small class drone, which will be
Okay.
of category rotorcraft, and
Mm-hmm.
it will be having condition VLOS. Okay, now these words probably you might be aware or you may not be knowing it, but over the due course of time of these sessions, you will know what are these terminology meant for. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so before that, let's go through the
So, the one which looks like an aircraft, the gray one, it is
this one.
called it
Which
is
one?
called uh, VLOS.
No, 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 it's not.
Mm.
See, all these, it
Okay.
can be a VLOS. VLOS is nothing but visual line of sight.
Visual
That
line of
means
sight.
you are seeing the device, you are seeing
Okay.
the aircraft. So
We can see it.
whether
Mm.
this type of drone is there or whether this type of drone is there or this type, any
Mm.
of the four
Mm.
categories,
Mm.
until unless it is visible to you, it is VLOS. If it is
Okay.
not visible to you, it is beyond visual line of sight.
Okay. So
That
it
is
goes
called
much high on a much higher altitude.
much more higher as well as away from you.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a limit for our normal visibility, how far we can see.
Correct.
Okay, so that depends on the VLOS. So that is
Mm.
called as VLOS. Okay, so we'll come to know there are
Okay.
criteria for VLOS, what, when, and what could be our
Mm.
this thing to see.
Mm.
Okay. So Bombay Flying Club, as
Mm.
you know, this is a premier organization
Right.
in the India. It was
Mm.
actually established in 1928,
Mm.
recognized and approved by Director General of Civil Aviation, Government of India as of now.
Mm.
Uh, we offer comprehensive trainings in ground flying as well as aircraft maintenance engineering. So that is our primary education sessions what we conduct for the CPL, PPL, and SPL students. As you know, it's the birthplace of aviation in India.
Mm.
BFC has a rich history and has played a pivotal role in shaping aviation landscape of the country. The renowned late Mr. J.R.D. Tata was the
Tata.
father of Indian aviation, was first to obtain the pilot license
Right.
in February 1929 from
Mm.
this esteemed aviation. Even the first lady who has got the license also was from Bombay Flying Club. So as know that we are located on the western end of the Juhu Aerodrome in the
Mm-hmm.
heart of Mumbai. The Bombay Flying offers unparalleled standards for comfort and convenience. So it is very easy. It is located center of the city and closer to the airport. So we have a separate airport which caters to charter flyings. So we have a separate stream also where we actually do charter flyings also as well as charter training also as well as CPL, SPL trainings also are being conducted. So we have a Mumbai as well as we have a location in Dhule. So Dhule is
Okay.
the primary training location for students. We have
Mm.
campus over there where almost 120 students can stay along with the hostels. So there
Mm-hmm.
are separate hostels for boys and girls, as well as there are separate trainings like aircraft maintenance engineering, then other facility management and all other training related to aviations are being
Mm.
conducted by Bombay Flying Club. Okay, so we are basically renowned for our professionalism. We have trained air crew who now serves as a captain and engineers for
Mm.
leading domestic and international airlines such as Indian Airlines, Air India, Sahara, Jet Airways,
Mm.
Singapore Airlines, Emirates, Lufthansa. You just can name
Yes. Yes.
everywhere. So almost like thousands of private pilots and engineers have been trained and now working in the aviation industry. Okay, so as I said, we were the first to start the flying club in India. That was in
Mm.
1928. Similarly, from the drone perspective, also we were the first FTO, okay, Flying
Hmm.
Training Organization, to avail the approvals from DGCA to start drone trainings. So I am
Okay.
talking it's during 2018 when
Hmm.
there was no clarity on the rules and regulations. There was no absolute idea about how and what to be conducted in the
Hmm.
training and all that thing. So during that point in time, Bombay Flying Club has taken initiative and thought that we need to, be the front runner in imparting such kind of trainings for the students. So from
Hmm.
roots of being the first flying school in country to getting the first drone flying school approved by DGCA in the country. So not
Okay.
only the flying school but also the drone flying
Drone
school.
flying.
Yeah, so we were both front runner. We were the first in India to start. The Bombay Flying Club has been pioneer in the aviation industry. So our motto is basically change is only constant in life. One's ability to adapt to those changes will determine your success in life. So you have taken that first step of becoming a drone pilot. So we would like to see that you take this career ahead and use this opportunity to grow with the industry. So
Definitely.
flying course career opportunity embark on game changing career with dynamic drone technology. What begins? So if you understand the history of the drones, basically initially drones were primarily used by military peoples. Okay, so it
Correct.
was military innovation has evolved into exciting hobby and transformative technology for commercial industries. So
Right.
if you see the 19th century, the first 100 years was
Hmm.
primarily drone was there, drone was used, but they were primarily used by military people. Okay,
Okay.
was no commercialization or not for a
Hmm.
day-to-day life and all the thing. But by 2000, actually people started using drones for photography as well as recreational activities and all the things. And then after probably of 10 years, that is somewhere around 2010 to 2014, people thought that this could have some commercial application. So people started using
I
drones.
guess films were the first to introduce drones,
Yes.
cinematography.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
So film. So that's what I said. It started with first putting a drone with a camera and
Uh-huh.
shooting a basic photograph. People were started using it as a hobby, and
Correct.
then film as a cinematographers actually started using it for their photo. So it gives them a different perspective. Like if you
Perspective.
see today, any OTT series, any movie, or any kind of videography or photography where you do, it goes beyond drones. Like if you don't use drone, that means you are incomplete of your shoot or something like that.
Correct.
Every OTT series you see, there will be a drone shot into it.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, if you see, it is the number three segment
Hmm.
in the industry which has adopted drone very extensively. The
Hmm.
first segment adoption of the drone is basically the infrastructure.
Hmm.
Second is agriculture, and third is the cinematographers or
Yes.
video shootings and all.
Hmm.
And subsequently fourth one is also catching up is basically the supply chain or the delivery what we are talking about right now.
Yes.
Might be having a buzzword saying 10 minutes delivery and all the things. All
Hmm.
this 10 minutes delivery is futuristic kind of thing where people are thinking that all the deliveries in future would happen by using drones. So there are a
Correct.
lot of innovations, lot of trainings, lot of
Hmm.
development is going into that direction. So supply chain is also one of the industry which is going to take a long way.
Hmm.
But as I said, as we discussed about the topic called BLOS, okay, right now whatever the drone we are flying is we are flying under visual line of sight. I am seeing the drone and flying it.
Correct.
Assume that you want to do a far across delivery, like it may be a 5 miles away or 5 kilometer away from your location.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the object which is 5 kilometer away, it will not be visible to you, okay, to your
Hmm.
naked eye or anything like that. So in that scenario, you will be requiring something called as BVLOS, that is called Beyond Visual Line of Sight. Okay.
Okay.
In that scenario, there would be a rules different. There is a ecosystem required because you need to constantly monitor your position of your drone. There
Hmm.
needs to be some kind of a ecosystem like a knock where you are actually monitoring your flying of your drones.
Hmm.
Similar to your how the ATC tracks the aeroplanes using
Hmm.
the radars, right? They are tracking
Okay.
the radars. So
Hmm.
similarly, there has to be some tracking mechanism
Hmm.
available for the drones. As of now, that ecosystem is not there. Neither the rules are available.
Hmm.
Okay, so right now, whatever the drone rules we are talking about, those are basically for VLOS,
Hmm.
okay, so visual line of sight. stage
So
of.
that might get introduced in the later
Yes,
stage,
yes.
you're saying.
So we
Okay.
are actually expecting them to be introduced before end of this year.
Okay.
Okay, already there are a couple of other requirements are already been released by DGCA. There is something called as RTR. Okay, so where when you are talking, when you are actually communicating, you need to know how to communicate with each other, how to communicate
Okay.
with ATC. So there is a license required for that also. There is something called as vertiport. Like for example, if I'm flying my drone from Mumbai and suppose it goes to Alibag or it may goes
Hmm.
to Pune or it may go to Surat, nearby
Hmm.
locations I'm talking
Hmm.
about in a
Hmm.
range of let's say 100 to 100 kilometers, okay, or
Hmm.
even 10 20 kilometers also. Let's say if I'm flying my drone from Mumbai to Bhiwandi for
Hmm.
supply, okay, for warehouse from, because there are a lot of warehouses in Bhiwandi, there might be
Hmm.
a delivery happening from Bhiwandi to Mumbai and vice versa from Mumbai to Bhiwandi back. Okay, so in that scenario, the drone will not be visible to you. You might have to coordinate and plan such a way that you need to have infrastructure in Bhiwandi as well as you need to have infrastructure in Mumbai. So your
Okay.
drone might take
For landing. Yeah.
this and then your drone lands in Bhiwandi. Somebody puts some payload onto it and then it goes back and comes back to Mumbai again, something like
Hmm.
that, and delivers that. For example, there is a test going on in Bangalore. There is a test going on in Gurgaon where they have adopted couple of what we say that societies, okay,
Hmm.
where they have doing a delivery under the scheme of 10 minutes delivery scheme. So they are
Hmm.
trying to test one way delivery from warehouse to the society and back.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
the drone is so one specific path. So they are actually wanted to see what kind of challenges they could come up across, how they are able to monitor, how they are able to fly the drone, whether they are able to track the path, whether they are able to track any obstacles, any problems while drone is getting delivered, and timelines required for it, and other challenges what they could offer. So there are some test pilot test POCs are being getting conducted. Couple of locations, as I said, Bangalore and Gurgaon currently the two locations where this test is going on. Even
Hmm.
as I said, the example about Mumbai to Bhiwandi, there is a supply and delivery being getting tested from Vasai to Bhiwandi location also.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just an example. As I keep on doing modules by modules, I will be giving you a lot of real-time examples.
Hmm.
Okay, so let me talk about myself in a quick, short way. So myself, Mangesh Sutar, I am the accountable manager and chief drone pilot instructor for Bombay Flying Club. Okay, so we have almost trained more than 100 plus students. We have trained students somewhere around 90 students at Dhule locations and
Okay.
roughly around 30 plus of students in the new location which we have established last year at Igatpuri. I mean, not really last year, but actually our new location started operating from January of this year itself. Okay,
Okay.
so we applied for the license in last July, and it took almost 5 months to get the site approved, infrastructure get approved, and everything get compliance, and then only they get approved. So first twice the DGCA has rejected our new site due to certain requirements and all those things. So we have to fulfill those requirements, and then after the third audit, we got it approved. So that is on 30th of December 2024.
Hmm.
Okay, we got our new site at Igatpuri Vaitarna Dam got approved for training, and then we started our training from Igatpuri location. Okay, so earlier, as I said, we were conducting our drone training at Dhule location. Initially, when we started in 2018, it was from Mumbai airport, but then Mumbai is under red zone, so right now we cannot fly drones in Mumbai. So
Okay.
we have to shift our drone flying trainings at Dhule location. But again, Dhule is also an airport, and we have a lot of trainings going on for CPL and SPL, PPL licenses. So, when drones are flying, we cannot fly the aeroplanes, and when aeroplanes is flying, we cannot fly the drones. That's the
Correct. Right.
rule of DGCA. So, lot of time the schedule used to get challenges, and then again, Dhule being far, little bit almost away from Mumbai city, it takes almost 6 to 8 hours to reach that place, and so students were actually need to spend almost 5 days of timelines for 3 days training or 2 days training. So that
Hmm.
was little bit time consuming and it was not very effective, as well as schedule was getting hampered. We planned in 2024 that we will shift our drone flying or drone training base independently separate at a proper location where we'll have all sorts of facility, right from stay, food to the infrastructure. So we have an infrastructure where we can conduct almost a training for 50 plus students.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have that huge infrastructure over there. We have a separate dedicated flying space, okay, which is only meant for flying for
Hmm.
drones. Okay, so that is also called as a drone port.
Hmm.
So where people who are interested in, there are a lot of couple of organizations who are connected with us for testing their drones at our flight. So they come and bring their drone and test on our site.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, as well as those people who like tomorrow there are a lot of pilots who are actually trained and they wanted to have some kind of practice sessions or something. You can't just fly anywhere, any drone, right? So you need a
Hmm.
place where you can comfortably fly your drone. So our place is also given on lease to the people who interested in testing or just for a practice or for learning purpose or recreational activities. Also, we provide our place for other people to train. So, being as a chief drone pilot instructor for pilot for small and medium class of drones, as well as I have spent almost 22 years as an IT project manager in IT industry. So I had worked for Dell for 12 years. I worked for
Okay.
IBM for 8 years. I'm already PMP, PFMP, RMP, Scrum, and ITL certified with respect to IT industry.
Hmm.
Uh, my passion for the aviation goes from my childhood. I really wanted to become a pilot, but due to some personal problems as well as medical challenges, I could not pursue my dream as a pilot. But then, as I said, since this was my hobby and interest, I had been interested in drones from very long. So I started seriously in 2010 onwards after seeing the movie Three Idiots, where
Sure.
actually you might have
Sure.
seen drone
Yes.
flying. Yeah,
Right. Right.
I thought that this is one of the good thing, and I started, back my hobby again and
Hmm.
learning. By 2015, actually, there was international rules and regulations for the drones was released. A framework was released, and that's where I kick-started my passion back. Started doing, as I was also an aero modeler and doing aero modeling and all the things. So, aero modeling is part of the drone industry or UA industry because there also you are flying a aeroplane in an unmanned way. Okay,
Hmm.
so it is almost similar to flying a drone, but there is a different way of flying in that concept. So I had also done a lot of projects in agriculture segment, power line inspections. Also, I am a DGC, a type certified expert, where I provide my consultancy about drone building the knowledge, design, build, and test. So there are a couple of organizations for whom I am actually providing my consultancy services. One of them is in Jaipur based, where I am being associated to develop a hybrid drone for actually it is for meant for defense. So we are
Hmm.
actually developing a hybrid drone for defense for surveillance purposes, border surveillance purposes.
Okay.
And then we had, as I said, we have done projects in agriculture, spraying, seeding activity, even designing, as well as power line inspection projects. I have done extensively where we actually surveyed a lot of power line towers, captured the images, find out the faults,
Hmm.
what is there because a lot of time there was a lot of outages happening in power line and it was leading to a lot of outages and blackouts for the regions almost for 5 to 10 days. So if we do some proactive monitoring of the power line towers, we can avoid those kind of outages and reduce the outages of the power lines. Okay.
Okay.
From education background, I have already done my MS in physics from Mumbai University, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD also in computer science,
Oh, great.
geoinformatics from
Hmm.
Symbiosis University, Pune. I have developed RPTO proposals, as I said, Bombay Flying Club RPTO, which was uh, moved to Igatpuri. Also, that proposal, as well as the
Hmm.
documentation, what is required for, as well as the training curriculum to be designed. I have designed similarly couple of RPTOs. One is in Vadodara, then one was in Surat. Couple of these locations. I have helped people to get their RPTOs also approved by DGC. Being a passionate educator and mentor, my more focus is on simplifying the complex
Hmm.
drone and aviation concept. So during the next 2 days of training, you will able to understand and learn more about the drone concepts as well as aviation concept in a much simpler way, easier way to understand, which will help you to grasp the knowledge. So being committed to advancing drone technology and geoinformatics training the next generation of UA and GIS professionals. So we are also planning to start, apart from drone training as of now, but we are also planning to start a couple of more courses in next couple of months, probably like FPV building, drone building, as well as GIS, how to fly the drones, capture the data, and analyze, and you will able to know how to process the data also. Right,
Hmm.
right now, all these remote sensing and all these things are happening through the satellites, but
Hmm.
those images or that data what is available from the satellites are not accessible to a small farmer. Okay,
Hmm.
so we had come up with a technology where we can use drones for similar of activities what satellites were doing it. So we can actually fly the drone over your farm field and capture the images and provide the same type of data, much clearer inputs to the farmer so that he can take a necessary action and necessary
Hmm.
plan so that he can yield more of his crops and get more benefit out of from his crops.
Hmm.
And okay,
Yeah.
so these are some of the opportunities what we can see
Hmm.
as a drone pilot. As I said, it can start with agriculture, infrastructure management, movie filming,
Hmm.
military. We have seen Operation Sindoor extensively talks about use of
Drone.
drones, right? So defense has taken up very extensively, and every day you might see a news talking about drones being adopted, utilized by
Hmm.
defense, be it army, be it navy, or be it air force. So this the drone will become a forefront of defense for all other countries as well. As we already seen the utilization of drone in Ukraine Russia war as well as
Hmm.
Israel Iran war and all that things, right?
Hmm.
So a lot of countries now see the potential of drone being used for defense purpose or military purpose, not only for recreational activities but also for attack kind of activities also. Like
Right.
just put some kind of a rockets or explosive in front of the drone and you can, like, I mean, currently because of the drone, the value of the aircraft or value of the even tanks has
Hmm.
become almost zero. Like people thinking that a small drone can damage a tank and we make it useless. The
Hmm.
tank being as a initially was the forefront of the requirement of any military base or any army of a country. But now because of the drone, even the tanks have become useless now. Okay. Similarly, we have seen the applications like medical, city surveillance, insurance claim, construction inspection, parcel delivery, mapping, land surveying, food supply, weather forecast, disaster management, wildlife photography or wildlife monitoring, event photography. As I said,
Yes.
almost nowadays wedding is not complete without a drone photography. Okay, you need to have a drone photography. I mean, almost last one and a half year I have been attending multiple weddings, and I have seen that every wedding there is a drone being used for
Correct.
photography, right? So it has taken an enormous way in that way. So we have talked about the course schedule. So day one talks about stakeholders, basic principles of flight, then ATC procedures, fixed wing operation, rotorcraft operations, hybrid operations, aerodynamics. Then followed by some question answers end of the session, and then we'll end your day one on 6 p.m. Then we talk about day two is weather and meteorology, drone equipment maintenance, risk assessment,
Hmm.
analysis, safety management, then payload installation, introduction to drone data analysis, and
Hmm.
lastly the digital sky introduction. This is a platform which was used
Hmm.
earlier by DGCA for putting up all the data related to drone pilot, drone training, drone licensing, drone
Hmm.
registration, and other things. But this portal is now no longer being used. It has been migrated to the new portal, which is called EGCA. So we'll talk about that also portal. But there are some components on Digital Sky platform which are still available and accessible, which are required for pilot to know.
Hmm.
So that's why we have kept that topic until this entire, because the migration is not completely over. Only the drone registration and the drone pilot data has got migrated from the Digital Sky platform to the new platform. Okay, but
Okay.
there are some components are still available on digital skycard. So these are all total 12 modules which we'll talking in next 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Day 3, whenever we plan our schedule for flying, so that will be the first day at the field will be the day 3. That will start with the revision of the theory. Whatever we
Mm-hmm.
did the theory in these 2 days will be there will be a revision session of almost 45 minutes to 60 minutes, a 1 hour session, where I will be revising you the complete theory part, and then we'll be going for a theory test. Okay, so whatever doubts, whatever thing physically we'll sit and discuss about it, revise all point by point, and then we will go for theory test. After the theory test, we'll be having a simulator session. Then we'll be having a drone maintenance session. Then we'll be having a drone readiness. We'll be keeping the drone ready by keeping the battery and everything charged. So that day 4 and day 5 we focus only on flying. Okay, so day 4 is completely about flying. So morning sessions will be there, and there will be evening sessions. Again on day 5 there will be a morning sessions, and post lunch we'll be having a documentation where we will be teaching you how to fill your logbooks and other documents necessary to maintain for as a responsible drone pilot.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we'll be completing our day 5 of training. So total, once you complete your 5 days of training, we'll be taking your documents and submitting to DGCA for your license generation. Okay, so
Okay.
after we complete our 5 days of training, it takes almost 5 to 10 days of time for your license to get generated.
All right.
Okay. So that is how we'll be structured our training now. So I would like you to give me your introduction, quick
Yes.
about yourself, your education, your background, why you want to learn
Uh,
drone.
yeah, I'm from Mumbai.
Yeah.
I'm from born and brought up in Mumbai, and my education qualification is I'm a BCom graduate.
Okay.
Okay, and I had a liking for photography. It's been more than 25 years. I'm in photography, commercial photography, and mostly into real estate photography. If you see Airbnb or premium homestays, so I've been doing that.
Okay.
I'm a proper professional level photography I've been doing. And off late, like in last 5 years, in lockdown, I generated some information about drones. So I wanted to go for a drone pilot training at that time itself, but I don't know, I was not accessible to the information. One and two. So now currently I have a nano drone, which is 249 grams. So where
Okay.
I take photos of the properties which I do.
Mm-hmm.
So and I definitely am looking forward to a different perspective to drone flying, and I'm very much interested to it.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a great introduction about yourself.
Hmm.
We look forward for conducting these trainings,
Yes, yes.
which will help us to
Ah,
understand, and it will basically elevate your understanding about drones with
yes, yes.
respect to the.
I have a question like the one which looks like an aircraft. So I guess these are used for surveillance and military
Yeah,
purpose.
so if you see here, I will just give you a brief. The first drone, what you see here, this the first drone.
Hmm.
This is hexacopter.
Hexacopter, yeah.
Okay, this is quadcopter. The next is quadcopter.
Hmm.
This is hybrid drone.
Hmm.
Okay, this is hybrid drone, or also called as VTOL. Okay, vertical takeoff and landing. This is basically used for multiple purpose, maybe surveillance, mapping, or even cargo delivery kind of thing.
Hmm.
And the last drone what we see is again a aeroplane kind of drone. It is
Hmm.
called aeroplane drone. So it
Hmm.
requires a runway. Okay, so
Okay.
it requires a runway to take off. This is actually designed and manufactured by DRDO. This is actually
Okay.
a Rustam drone.
Oh,
This
okay.
is used by Indian military for
Hmm.
primarily for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. But
Hmm.
if you attach the missiles and all the things, all the can be launched from these drones also.
Oh, okay.
So we have three categories of drones actually. One is
Hmm.
the aeroplane, then hybrid, and then quadcopters.
Okay. So the license is for first three and for
The
this.
license is for first two
Okay,
quadcopters,
first two.
rotorcraft.
Okay, okay. And how about the license for the
For hybrid, there are only
hybrid?
two locations where they get trained.
Hmm.
Okay, but the application of hybrid is not available for commercial use as of now. So there is
Okay.
no point in taking the license as of now. As of now,
So,
whatever the license you are
hmm.
taking is more than enough for your drone flying, because
All
most of
right.
the time you will be flying rotorcraft drones only.
Okay.
Okay, this type of drones needs a bigger space, bigger airspace, as
Hmm.
well as you need to have approvals for flying these drones. Not only
Okay.
the license, but even where you are flying or the
It is
area where you
only,
are flying, you need to have approvals.
of course, and it is only used. Is it only used for military purpose, or
As
I
of
guess
now,
it is
yes.
not?
As of
Yes.
now, for military, as well as mapping, surveillance, and cargo
Hmm.
delivery. But
Okay, cargo delivery. Hmm.
some under certain conditions only. Okay,
Okay.
so from a standard or normal civilian perspective, you
Hmm.
do not have application as of now, because
Okay.
as I said, these needs certain ecosystem. Like, because
I
once the
got it.
drone is in the sky,
Hmm.
beyond 3 kilometers, you will not able to see this drone. So
Okay.
you have to have some kind of a monitoring station, right? You need to have some
Right.
kind of a infrastructure where you monitor the position of that drone. Okay,
Hmm.
all that infrastructure is required, which is not possible for an individual to have it. These
Okay. Okay.
will be always available with some
For a
kind of
system.
organization or agencies. Okay,
I got it.
so
Like
mostly
a
the
air
last two
traffic
are
control, which
mostly, yeah, mostly last twos are being used by militaries or some
I got it.
specific organizations.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes. Yes. Fine.
okay, so let's move to the